All right, y'all, we are back with another video, and I definitely had to bring y'all this because once again, here go Whoopi Goldturd and the Stooges, and now they done went as far as trying to blame the plane crash that happened in Canada. Now, The View and the Democrats are now blaming it on Donald Trump. Ain't that something? Blaming the plane crash in Canada on Donald Trump. These people have just reached an all-time low. It just don't make any sense at all. And like I said, we about to go ahead and call out these lies. They think stuff is funny. Joy Behar making fun of the situation, talking about Donald Trump's supposed to be bringing prices down, not planes falling. Just all this dumb stuff that they be saying to try to make President Trump look bad. But yet they can't stop talking about him. They keep slandering him and especially Elon Musk. They just been slandering them. And like I said, they need to be hit with lawsuits because this is the only time this crap is going to stop. Now, before we get into the video, make sure y'all please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Let me know in the comment section that you did stay to the end because it definitely helps to get the video out there so more people can see me destroy The View and call out these lies that they about to go ahead and do. But just before we get into there, I want y'all to check out Karoline Leavitt. She absolutely goes off on Chuck Schumer and the Democrats because not only just The View, even Chuck Schumer is blaming the plane crash in Canada on Donald Trump. Check this out.
We don't know if it was a failure of equipment or if it was weather, if it was pilot error, if it was something else. And yet you get the minority leader in the Senate immediately pointing fingers at the president. Your response?
It's incredibly irresponsible for Chuck Schumer to say such a thing when the investigation is still underway. And as you rightfully pointed out, John, this crash unfortunately took place in Canadian airspace with Canadian air traffic controllers overseeing it. And the facts about the FAA are that no air traffic controllers have been let go by Secretary Duffy or this new administration. In fact, Secretary Duffy has put great emphasis on hiring the best and the brightest air traffic controllers who want to be part of the FAA, and President Trump signed a very strong executive order to ensure that the FAA and all federal government agencies are focused on merit and skill-based hiring. We want the best and the brightest, the most competent individuals in positions, especially of public safety at the FAA, the Department of Transportation, and all departments across this federal government so we can best serve the American people. So while Secretary Buttigieg and the Biden administration sat on their hands when it came to aviation safety for 4 years, this administration is taking it seriously and is actively recruiting the best and the brightest to join this very important field.
Now, as y'all can see that right there, that's exactly what I'm talking about. This is what the Democrats doing. Every time something happened, they blame it on Donald Trump. This is ridiculous. So, like I said, without further ado, let's go ahead and dive straight into these lies by Whoopi Goldturd and the Stooges.
And just because I like saying this, because I was in the room with a whole bunch of amazing people that I wanted to meet, I was there at the 60th, and I was having a good time, and that's what it looked like. That's me and my friends.
Man.
And
You look that.
Well, yeah, look at Gary.
Yes.
You know, and Jason, yes, it is.
That's nice, Whoopi.
As I have been panicking over all this insanity with these planes.
Yeah.
You know, and there's all kinds of stuff going on. Like, so let's start with the string of mass firings by Elon Musk's Doge. Has sparked a lot of chaos, confusion, and fear because Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy is defending the firing of 400 FAA workers. But former Secretary Pete Buttigieg slammed the firings of employees who control communications, radio, computer systems, all given.
Who cares about what Pete Buttigieg is saying? That's y'all problem there. Y'all only taking advice from people that don't like Donald Trump. Y'all act like what Pete Buttigieg is saying is facts or something. This is what I'm talking about. And Whoopi Goldturd, you know this. So y'all only want to take advice from Democrats, people that already that don't like Donald Trump. And you think Donald Trump care what any of these people talking about? These are the same people. Every time something happened, every time there's a plane crash, or whatever the case may be, they blame it on Donald Trump, and y'all putting up the text as if what they saying is right. Like, get out of here with that.
Given all the confusion. So is this really the time to be laying off folks? And who is exactly getting laid off?
Well, they're seeming to be laying off probationary workers. When you work for the Department of Justice or work for the government, sometimes you have a 2-year probationary period. Sometimes you have a 1 year or 3 year. So these are people that are in their probationary periods and they're not protected yet. And so they're just kind of getting rid of them willy-nilly. The other thing that they're doing is the union spokesperson said that the people that have been affected are maintenance mechanics, aeronautical information specialists, environmental protection specialists, aviation safety assistants, and management and program assistants. And I just want to just call back to what Pete Buttigieg...
Hey, Sonny, what about all the people that was affected by Joe Biden and his administration for 4 years? Why the hell you ain't bring that up? This is what I'm talking about. This is what they sit on this show and do. Talking about people being affected when these people voted for Donald Trump. Donald Trump said from the get-go, on the campaign trail, he said what he was going to do. And they get on this show, oh, look at these people right here that's affected. Look at these people right here that's affected. When Donald Trump said what he was going to do, and over 70-some million people voted for him. It's like, come on, why didn't y'all make this when all the people who was all affected about what Joe Biden was doing when he was sending millions and billions of our dollars over to other countries? Why y'all didn't talk about that? We was affected. What about a lot of the families that were affected when they lost their kids because of these illegal aliens crossing the border? Why y'all didn't talk about that? It was a lot of us affected for 4 years while Joe Biden and Kamala Harris destroyed our country. And y'all had nothing to say about it. Y'all stayed quiet. Y'all praised them, act like they were just doing the best they could. Joe Biden didn't care about the American people. Why you think right now they fighting so hard for illegal aliens? Look what AOC doing. She's fighting for illegal aliens. She ain't studying the American people. She's fighting for the illegal aliens, trying to tell them like how to pretty much stay here so they don't get something back. Trying to get them ideas of what they can do. It's like, this is what I'm talking about with these people. It just don't make any sense at all.
Tweeted, he said, we put safety first, drove down close calls, grew traffic control, and had 0 commercial airline crash fatalities out of millions of flights on our watch. President Trump now oversees the military and the FAA. One of his first acts was to fire and suspend some of the key personnel who helped keep our skies safe.
So I do think it's a valid point, but I want to be very clear. There is no evidence that the D.C. tragic plane crash had anything to do with these firings. And then this most recent one in Toronto, it was because of landing on a Canadian airway.
It's just sad to see them sitting up here trying to blame the plane crash on Donald Trump. Like, this is just sick. That's why I said in the beginning, how low can you go to every time it's a plane crash or something like tragic happen, it's Donald Trump's fault. Now this happened in Canada and they blamed it on Donald Trump. Like, these people are ridiculous, man. And that's the reason why now you're gonna see like throughout, it's like they're gonna be pretty much trying to get into it with each other. Sonny Hostin gonna keep trying to cut other people off while they trying to talk, even though they lying. But this is what they do. They just argue with each other, start turning on each other. I mean, this is like, this is just a shit show, man. It really is.
And it was, you need to know who you're getting rid of in government.
Hopefully there'll be an investigation.
And there is by the NTSB right now. I strongly believe in streamlining government. I think most people think it doesn't necessarily work, it isn't as responsive to people as it should be. But my criticism remains, tell us why you're cutting it. Tell us. And Sarah's highlighted this.
Isn't it money?
Finally, the Doge website does have some information about what they have cut. They've said they've saved $50 billion. But tell us why we don't need that program, how it's not going to impact our goods and services, and we don't have that
Sean
yet.
Duffy quoted numbers. He said there were 45,000 employees at the FAA. Okay, sounds like a big number. With no context, who are these people? And how, what are their jobs?
Some of them are
400
aviation safety
Wait 1 second. 400 people were laid off. And you're like, okay, 400. But what were their jobs? They're saying they're in these temporary status jobs, but it doesn't say who they were replacing or why they started wasn't critical. Yeah. My biggest problem is the transportation and the transparency and the methodology in this. Because right now, we all wanted the fat cut. Great, everyone's on board with that. Not in 2 weeks. Because when you're going to cut the fat in an organization, you go in, you learn everything, and then you...
Well, can't y'all see this? It seemed like, it really just seemed like it no matter what Donald Trump do, they find something wrong with it. It doesn't matter what he do. He can do something right that they know is right, and they still try to find other ways to try to say something bad about it. Donald Trump did this right, but it's always a but. When you put that but there, that just neglect everything you just said before then. It's like they gotta find something wrong. Like, all the videos that I have checked out by The View, I haven't seen one of them just praise Donald Trump and say he did this better than Joe Biden. They would not say it at all. Even though they know that Donald Trump is doing the right thing, They just won't admit it at all. They just won't admit it. That's how selfish they are. They won't admit when Donald Trump is doing something right, and they know he's doing something right, but they got to find something wrong so they can have something on this show to talk about. This is what they do.
You see where the inadequacies are. And
Look at
that's
this
the
dumb
issue.
crowd.
Probationary status.
I feel like we're living in some kind of chaos right now. I mean, they also fired, how many of them? 300 employees who are guarding the nuclear arsenal. That was a mistake. And then they tried to hire them back, and they still haven't gotten 25 people back yet.
Because they can't find them because they don't have their emails
Because
anymore.
there's incompetence and chaos going on, and we should not put up with this.
Son of Hostin, won't you just shut up? Won't you be worried about your husband? I told you I'm going to bring this up every video. Won't you be worried about your husband getting sued for about, what, $400, $500 million? Won't you be worried about that while you sitting over there running your mouth?
And by the way, egg prices are supposed to come down, not airplanes.
Well, let me.
Listen to this crap that Joe Behar just said. This is what I'm talking about. Blaming the plane crash on Donald Trump. Listen to what Joe Behar just said. Watch this.
And then you see where the inadequacies are. And that's the issue. Probationary status.
I feel like we're living in some kind of chaos right now. I mean, they also fired, how many of them? 300 employees who are guarding the nuclear arsenal. That was a mistake. And then they tried to hire them back, and they still haven't gotten 25 people back yet.
Because they can't find them because they don't have their emails
Because
anymore.
there's incompetence and chaos going on, and we should not put up with it.
Well,
and by the way, egg prices are supposed to come down, not airplanes.
Well, let me say someplace that could really use a lot of cutting. You know, Elon.
A lot of places they can use a lot of cutting is this damn show of y'all getting fired. That's where the cut need to start at, right here on The View. That's where the cut need to start at. That's where the mass layoffs need to be at, right here on The View.
There's very many, what do you call it?
Government
contracts.
Yeah.
I think, because I don't remember, maybe y'all heard it, but I don't remember looking for an armored car.
And
I don't remember,
too.
I don't care what it looks like. I don't remember asking for it. I don't know why I'm paying for it.
Yeah.
I want to know, when did I say, hey, we need another agency next to NASA?
Yeah.
So when did we start paying for his stuff?
about SpaceX overseeing FAA?
No. You know that he's going to be cutting NASA.
Yeah.
That's the competition. So what is the real deal here? If we want to cut some money, let's cut some of these. I'm okay with that. Because we have to pay for it. You are paying for everything he sends up that comes back down, that falls back down and breaks up. That's out of our pockets. We'll be right back.
Well, there we go right there, man. Like, this right here is just a crap show. It's a crap show. Like, they literally sat on this show and blamed the plane crash on Donald Trump. And then you got Joe Behar talking about prices supposed to come down because you're trying to say, because President Trump did say he's going to bring prices down, which I know for a fact he's going to do that. So she going to try to insult him by saying, oh, you're supposed to bring prices down, not airplanes coming down. Like, trying to be funny. Like, these people are ridiculous to just take it this far. Them and the Democrats, and you seen Karoline Leavitt, she just went off on Chuck Schumer because now he's blaming the plane crash. Pete Buttigieg blaming the plane crash. This is what all the Democrats are doing, blaming everything time something happened. It's Donald Trump and Elon Musk's fault. Like these people are ridiculous. What was he saying, people, when Joe Biden was destroying this country? 4 years ago, he was just destroying our country. Him and Kamala Harris with the illegal alien, the free sex changes. Where was they then? Why didn't The View talk about that? They're not. It's like they just are a hypocrite. They are two-faced people. They ain't going to be real about anything. All they want to do is sit here on this show and slander Donald Trump, slander everybody who voted for him. This is what they do. And it's just ridiculous. So like I said, make sure y'all please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Let me know in the comment section who all made it to the end. I really, really appreciate it. And I'll catch y'all in the next one.